Big Kids Club. Tom and Ollie's Big Kids Club. Tom and Ollie's Big Kids Club. Tom and Ollie's Big Kids Club.
It's all about shit stuff.
Tom and Ollie's Big Kids Club. Tom and Ollie's Big Kids Club.
Hello and welcome to Tom and Ollie's Big Kids Club. I am Tom.
Hello, I'm Ollie. How you doing, Tom?
Who are you again?
I'm Ollie.
You're Ollie.
Yeah.
I'm all right, man. I'm not too bad. Enjoying the little bit of snow that we had. It's now become slush.
Yeah, it's that shit snow that just kind of just evaporates. It just becomes
It's that fine snow that soaks you through.
Hey. Yeah, so I have to apologise to you because we did a mammoth recording session yesterday, about an hour and a half, and I lost it all.
Oh well, Dave.
It's never happened, but there's always a first time.
Oh.
So let's try and rehash what we talked about yesterday briefly. So Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, dude.
How was your Christmas?
It was fine.
It was fine. Is that it done? What did you get up to?
So I went over to an old pal, Nathan's, who I used to play in a band with, very good friend of mine from many years ago, and we've recently reconnected. So I am going for like food with him once a week. It's really nice. He's got a little dog called ZZ, named after ZZ Top. He's a little Chihuahua. And I've got my little Chihuahua, Jack Russell Max, and they really get on. It's so funny to watch them play. So yeah, we've been going for dog walks and things, and I ended up going to his parents' house over in West Brom. Drove over there with him and his lovely Mrs. L, who's also been doing some tattoos for me. And we had a lovely like Christmas dinner. And exchanged presents. I bought like just chocolates, and like I've got the classic. If you watch this, Nathan, I don't think I need to apologize. Classic old people presents. I got some Adidas aftershave.
Is it like what we gave
Rich
Howl on the Christmas?
Yeah, exactly. It's what I always get.
Axe body spray.
Yeah, Axe body spray, and I got a multi-tool as well.
Yeah, you didn't get Mission Impossible 2 though on DVD.
No, I just had a multi-tool to tighten my nuts.
Hey, that's cool though, like a Leatherman kind of thing, or like
yeah, similar to like a Leatherman, but I think it only does nuts and bolts. So it might just be a spanner. It might not be a multi-tool. The only thing that you can do is you can hit people over the head with it, and you can tighten nuts. So yeah, it's cool, man.
So for people out there who don't know, Nathan is kind of like a bit of a legend in the Birmingham scene, because if you grew up our age, like
the Babby,
yeah, you'd go around to Tempest Records, and it was always him, Rich, and who's the other guy?
Russell, who I used to play in many a band with.
Yeah, and Alex was in Deadson as well. No,
Alex was the drummer in Deadson.
No, I meant Nathan was in.
Nathan was the tight jeaned sort of party imp who used to be the vocalist in Deadson. Then they got two vocalists. One was Russ.
Yeah, that was it.
Very skinny trousers, very swept.
Yes, yeah. I mean, if you look at him now, he's kind of got a bit of a moustache like you. Like,
well, I'm copying Nathan, to be honest with you. I thought he looked that good. No,
I'm call you Bonnie Prince Tommy from now on, I think.
Bonnie Prince Tommy. Oh, I like it. I'm more grey. I don't know what the grey hair is.
Man, I'm getting some grey in here now.
You've got it in your beard as well.
Oh yeah, that's why I have to keep it shaved down. Otherwise, I look like Father Christmas now. So.
I'm trying to let it fly, mate. I'm trying to. I don't know what I'm trying to do, to be honest.
Like, I wouldn't mind if my whole head just decided, okay, we're all going grey now. That's it, and I'll be fine with that, and I'll deal with it. But it's because it's like dark, blonde, ginger, white, and then I've got a bit of white in the sides. And
have you got them in your pubes yet?
I may have found one or two.
I'm going like a badger.
Yeah. You got like a
stripe down the middle, man. And what was I going to say? Yeah, it's I won't go into it, but I always thought if someone goes bald, best thing to do, shave it off. So I've gone grey on my pubic hair. So
is it you just shave that off then?
I've just shaved it off. I've just gone fuck it.
I've done that in the past before, and for a while it's pretty cool, but then after a while it gets a bit
What, do you get ingrown hairs?
I've had an ingrown hair down there before once. Oof. That wasn't fun. But
that wasn't your penis, was it?
Hey! Boom!
We're back. It's New Year. We're here.
No, you get a little bit itchy down there once it's growing back.
Yes.
And like you need to get a proper decent trimmer because trying to trim your balls.
So every other podcast I listen to,
Manscaped.
Manscaped.com.
We'll pimp that shit. I'll demonstrate it on the podcast.
Yeah, man, I'll do it. No, I can't now. I'll give it a couple of months and I might have some back.
Do the bum hair, that'll do. You go.
I've got none left. I waxed that.
Nice.
It looked like I did that years ago, and it looked like a ferret had come off on the imac, or not the imac. What do you call it? Like the strip.
Yeah.
Just looked like a little rat.
When I was a kid, I remember.
We're not putting this podcast out, are we?
Yeah, we are. When I was a kid and like started to grow leg hair, and I was, I kind of developed a bit young. I was like, oh, this is weird. And I found my sister's like Lady Bic razor.
I wondered what you were going to say then, Lady Bits. That's
Lady
what I thought you were going to say.
And like,
okay,
bear in mind, I've not shaved anything in my life before. I shaved my leg, and I took a massive chunk out my leg, and I screamed. And my parents ran into the shower, and I was completely naked, and there was just blood pouring out.
Did they think you'd come on?
Oh, he's become a woman now.
It's the time of the geek again.
Time of the geek. It's like Carrie.
Oh my god! Yeah. Oh, Harry. No.
Harry nuts. I know, not Harry.
Nice. We're on a roll. We're on a roll. Keep it going. Oh dear.
But
right.
yeah, I had a decent Christmas, just typical one with the family.
Nice.
Yeah, mom, my dad, Caroline, my sister, and my brother-in-law, my aunt. But then a couple of days later, we drove to Wales to go and see my brother-in-law, who lives in Wales, and he's got a new house. So we had a few days there and had another Christmas dinner and exchanged more presents. So that was fun. Got some nice things.
You don't say Wales, by the way. You go Wales.
Wales. Well, I am actually well, I'm half Welsh. My family is from Wales, but I've been there like 3 times in my life. No, 4 times, something like that.
4 times a year. I absolutely love Wales.
Well, I did DV, so I went to DV, did that a couple of times.
Holidays. Sorry. Yes.
What were you saying then?
No. I was just talking over you, but I was saying that I love Wales. Like we had some wicked family holidays there.
Oh yeah, Wales. It is nice. It is a nice place. My family are from a little town called the Mumbles, which is near Swansea.
What was that?
It's called the Mumbles.
Sorry, what was that?
Which is famous for having the Mumbles Mile, which is like a mile of just pubs, and so a lot of people do like.
I'll have to go.
Yeah, being a teetotaler, it's going to be great for you. But yes, that was fun. And then I got to drive my lovely mother-in-law back down to Somerset, and then we drove back. So I did quite a few miles on that trip.
Did you mean lovely mother-in-law?
Yes, what I said. What did I say?
No, I just like when people talk about mother-in-laws, it's never.
Oh no, Jean, my mother-in-law's lovely. She's really nice.
Jean, if you're watching this.
You're a good one. But I got some nice things. Caroline got me like an armature for anime, for claymation. I got an animation table, which is like where you put your armatures on and you can like screw them down so they can so don't fall over. I got some He-Man stuff. I got Mosquito, where he's got his little blood pumping action.
Nice.
Got some Ghostbusters things.
Oh,
and then
cutie.
I thought I could try these. Have you ever seen these before? Caroline got me these. They're called Bertie Bott's Every Flavoured Bean, and they're from Harry Potter. So you've got banana flavour, black pepper, blueberry, booger, candy floss, cherry, cinnamon, dirt, earthworm, earwax, grass, green apple, marshmallow, rotten egg, sausage, lemon, soap, tutti frutti, vomit, and watermelon.
2 vomits, please.
I'm going to pick one at random, and I'll see if I can guess what.
Can I guess what one it is? That one is testicle.
Testicle. Yeah. I don't think that was on the list.
Cheesy testicle?
That was all right. It's candy floss. Let's try and find a horrible one. No, I want to try a horrible one.
Well, you do that. I might just overdose on vitamin D supplements.
There you go. Got a rotten egg one.
Oh, how do you know? How do you know?
Because I've got like a little.
Oh. By the way, I do have to take one of those today. That's frivolous.
That is revolting. And I've got a vomit one here.
Oh, nice.
Let's try a vomit one.
Can you puke it back up as well for everyone?
What?
52 of you. Oh, well, Ollie's eating those. And how do they taste, by the way?
Pretty disgusting, to be honest.
Amazing.
When I used to work as a teacher, I had a box of those, and me and Chris Kenyon, Rob's brother, who's been on this podcast a few times, because me and Chris used to work together, and we were picking out all the nice ones and eating them. But we didn't tell the kids that they were the Bertie Bott's every flavour beans, so all that was left in there was the disgusting ones. And so we're like, if you're good, we'll give you all a handful of jelly beans at the end of the lesson. Amazing. So we were giving them all jelly beans, and they were just like...
It's something that I don't know what reminded me of this. So I think I started to say all 52 of you because we have 52 subscribers. Is that correct on YouTube?
Something like that. I'll have a little. You carry on. I'll have
around about there. So basically, if we can get another around 50 and we can get up to 100 subscribers on YouTube, and you want to hear us chat shit live, that enables us to then go live on YouTube. I'm a little, it's a bit skeptical. It's a bit skeptical about this going live because I do have a tendency to say things that we have to cut out. But if you would like to see me make massive faux pas and possibly offend all 100 of you, the nation, all 100 of you in the nation, please subscribe.
We've got 57, so we only need
57.
Need 43 people.
Easy.
But no, you can have a live chat and stuff like that, and people can all 100 of you, if there's 100, can talk to us as we chat, and we can might be quite fun.
I'm having slight palpitations at the idea of having to talk to 100 people. If you could line up orderly.
This is a guy though who's played what's the biggest show you've ever played, Pete?
Biggest show. It's probably one of the Supersonics we did years ago. I've done like 500 people, I'd say, quite easily.
The biggest I've ever done when I was in a band. I was in a band with our friend Isaac and his brother. It's called Tyler Robot, really bad name.
Yeah.
And we filled out, we played, there was an all-dayer at the Barfly, in Birmingham.
Yeah.
And it was packed. And you could actually get quite a few people in there, actually, when you pack them in there.
I've played... Can you hear that?
Yeah, I can hear Max. And that I was shitting bricks. But I was more used to playing I tell you where else I played, the Irish Centre. That was full. It was this thing.
Was it full of the Irish as well?
It was this thing called.
If we do a live one,
yeah, there's this thing called Feeney Fest, and loads of local bands played. It was 2001, 2002, and Farce and Sponge were two of the headline bands.
Yeah.
And I think Spine were on the bill, Trig Boy, all these kind of bands.
Oh, I remember them all.
Harpies were on there. And basically the idea was that this guy called Feeney committed suicide, and he was friends with Dave Just, who run Subculture and all that kind of stuff. And he had this he had every band in his pocket. So whenever he pulled out the band name, that's when you'd be on next. Right,
okay. So that's a way of basically making people stay for the entire thing, and I bet Farce got pulled out last.
Nope.
Did they come out first?
No, but we got pulled out last, or one before. We were one before last.
Right, okay.
So Sponge were on before us, I think.
So they supported Chump.
Yeah. And I was fucking bricking it. I forgot lyrics and all sorts. I threw up on stage.
All right, Slipknot.
Yeah, it was interesting. It was fun though. I've got a video of it. I might put it up on our Tom and Ollie's Big Kids account because that might be fun to look at. I
have a range of I wouldn't even call them anecdotes. I'd call them incidents of playing various things. One of which was when we played down in London with Bee Stung Lips, and we drank. I think I went down I went down in the car, and myself and Nathan did various things in the car on the way down. I felt very sorry for our drummer Alex, and I still do to this day. And
don't feel sorry for Alex. He's all right.
Yeah, well, by the time we got there, I'd pretty much blacked out because I don't remember anything. And there was a review in a magazine because it was quite a big festival. And all it said was, got their dicks out, dicks.
So do you think you even played any guitar or anything? Were you just
I do
plucking
remember
your banjo string,
lying on my back, going, "Someone else play it for me, please." And that wasn't very good. Dear, man. But how things have changed. So new band. And
I was going to say, good segue talking about the Dead Bird.
Yes, the Dead Bird. So the Dead Bird has now got some extra members. So we have a bassist, I think I talked about him last time, who now flies down with his
Scotland,
with his wings,
very
much alive wings, down from Scotland down to Brighton. And we had our first practice with Peter. I was
hoping his name would be like Jock or something.
Jock Peter. I don't know what accent I'm doing, but yeah, he's absolutely lovely. Him and his girlfriend came down, and he practiced for the 2 days with us. Straight away, we all clicked, and it was absolutely lovely. So I just had a friend ringing me then, popular. And yeah, we practiced. He was straight in the band, really good guy, really chuffed with that. Then, because of the way this record is recorded, there's actually 3 guitars. So I went and met him the other day, a guy from Chile, who has now joined the band, and his name is Mateus. He's an amazing guitarist, absolutely chuffed to get him on board. And I'm interviewing another guitarist on, I believe, Wednesday. I've got it in my diary somewhere. And we will have myself, Mateus, unnamed gentleman, and Peter and Chris. So it'll be a 5-piece band to start playing live this new year.
And you're from all different places of the country and stuff.
Not just the country, we've got people from South America. Well, people, just Mateus.
But he lives in Bristol now, though, yeah.
He's moved over to Bristol, yeah. It's nice to go and see him. And the other chap, I believe he's down south as well. So we're going to be practicing in Brighton. And
I love Brighton. It's one of my favourite places in the world.
I think it's a beautiful, beautiful city. I enjoy going down there. Like Chris, obviously a great friend of mine, and like he's got such a chilled out apartment.
Does he live in? Does he actually live in Brighton or Hove? Or?
Yeah, he lives actually. Oh, yes, because I said Brighton and it's Hove.
Yeah,
so he lives in Hove.
Because it's technically called Brighton and Hove, isn't it? The actual name of the town or something.
That's it, and there's 2 sections to it. But like I've been walking around there, and we like I've got to went to the music shop there the other day, and like it's just really, really nice and chilled. And like for someone who doesn't drink as well, like the bars cater for that.
Yeah.
So there's a very party atmosphere down there if you want it to be. But for me, who just wants to eat something, like while the guys are having beers, I can just have like a coffee, or they've got a selection of non-alcoholic beers. And it's not one of those towns where you feel like you've got to go to a nightclub, and at 36, I don't want that.
Yeah. They've got some cool venues down there as well.
There's some wicked ones. I think we're going to be booking our first show down there.
Well, I'll come with you. We'll go together if you want.
I would absolutely love that. I'll drive us down, man.
Because I could either get a hotel or can stay at my friends.
Well,
so I've got a few friends who live down there, so we can try and get a little posse.
That'd be amazing. Well, I've actually got. I had to cancel a trip before when my mum got ill. I was meant to go down there, so I've got credit for an apartment down there, which is like full of musical instruments and stuff. So I'd love to get down there.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, so that's all going really well. We've got the record being pressed. We've got a label involved, like all really positive stuff. Also, like I'm going to ask you about my work. So I hear you have a new music video.
Oh yeah, I'm actually just doing a bit of sculpting as we were talking. So I
wonder what you were doing underneath there.
I mean, nice. If I do this, does
look like What am I watching?
So yeah, this is just a puppet that's like he's only in the video for like I don't know about 20 seconds, but yeah. So I've run out of armatures and I've got 2 more characters to build. But what I have to do is once these characters are done, I have to strip them and then make whole new characters. But yeah, I'm working for the Porn Crumpets again. I think I must be considered an honorary member of the band by now, surely.
I think you are Mr. Crumpet.
Mr. Crumpet. I am the Crumpet in the Porn Crumpets. But yeah, like what I'm doing that's different to the other ones. Like there was loads of special effects in the other ones. It was all claymation, but it was a lot of compositing, lots of claymation elements together. So instead of filming on sets, we'd film on green screen, and I'd make like little miniature things that we could put in the background.
Was that due to time as well?
Well, yeah. I mean, if you're doing a sci-fi, you kind of want it to be quite big and expansive, don't you? And kind of like be crazy. Whereas this one's a bit more. It's just set in a house. So what I've done is. I mean, I can't really lift them up, but I've just built like big.
If
sets.
you go on to Ollie's Instagram page, which is
Ollie_Jones_animator,
I think he's posted a few images of the sets, which I think look fantastic.
Yeah. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to make it everything is made of plasticine as well. So it's kind of got this fully. So it's a fully plasticine world, and I'm trying to do as little compositing as possible. So it's going to be all like in camera and stuff. And I mean, because I worked with Lee Hardcastle over the summer. I think I talked about it on the last one, but I learned a lot from him about how to do things. So I'm not trying to rip him off by any stretch of the imagination.
But if something works, it works.
But yeah, just I learned a lot from him and just trying to see if I can use any of his, not methods, but just some of his guidance or advice and stuff like that and see how it goes.
That's cool, man. That's really cool.
Yeah. So yeah, I actually haven't even started animating yet. I start on Monday, and then after that, I've got 3 weeks to get it all done.
Amazing, dude.
But I think with this, a lot of it is the pre-production. If you do that properly, then
I've learned that the hard way, as you know.
Yeah, I mean, I've storyboarded it extensively. I've done animatic, I've done designs and stuff. So yeah. So how about you?
So I've got some cool stuff coming up. I've got another video for Boat to Row, which I'm looking forward to doing. I just got off the phone call to someone from the Commonwealth Games.
Oh, wow.
So I know it's really cool. So I can't really talk about it, but I'm doing a piece that I can't say his name. So Josh, the graffiti artist, he's doing a mural, let's say, and it's I'm going to be filming the whole of that, and we've got some other things going on. So I'm really looking forward to that as well. What else have we got coming up as well? I've been doing the work.
You've just recently done like a time lapse with him, haven't you?
We just recently, because we worked for a company. Well, I worked for a company called Claremont Building Services, who were working on what was the company? So they were a solicitor firm, and it was based in, do you know where the Sea Life Centre is? You know, those big, expansive office blocks there. They're doing all those out at the moment.
Yeah.
And a lawyer's firm, sorry, not solicitors. Same thing, don't know. And he was doing all these different murals, paintings, and we were doing time lapses, and it's all for internal stuff for the company. So that was really nice. I'm also working doing the filming of the sport. So I've been doing like women's rugby. I've done the motor racing, which was crackers. I just had a hand operation when I got the call. And it was the first time I worked for them. This was a while back. This was before Christmas. And I think this is why the chap actually quite likes me. I just had the hand up, so I was casted up. And he phoned me up. He'd been let down by someone. And he was like, can you get down to Donington to film a day's racing? There's 2 days in it for you. Oh, it is up, actually. Yeah. So can you get up to Donington? Ended up like racing down, excuse the pun, racing down there. And did the 3 days with like basically my hand was mashed in the pissing down rain, filming like banger racing, Formula 2, all on a monkey tower with like a massive FS7 that I'd never used before.
They're nice cameras. I've used those before.
They're really nice. And the thing is like transferring like, so like the old A7S2 that me and you both have, transferring the knowledge that you learn from that, and like because it's a Sony camera,
there are similarities.
Yeah, the similarities. The only thing was ND filters, etc., that I needed to figure out. But YouTube's a wonderful thing. But because I dug him out and he could see, I was struggling on the day, man. Like it was absolutely pouring down. Really high winds. I'm on the top of Monkey Tower with a massive camera, like shaking because I've literally that morning had an operation. I managed to. I sound like a right superhero here, and I've yeah.
Do you want me to sing us?
Yeah, can you sing me something in the background?
I'm trying to think. You can have Foo Fighters. There
goes my hero.
What's the Chad Kroger one?
I don't know.
A hero can save us. I'm not gonna do.
I don't know that one, but I like that one.
Spider-Man.
Mm.
It's a shit song.
It's a shit song. I'll go with option C.
I'm looking there for a hero.
Yes, there you go. Boom. So yeah, managed to film it all and really happy. And then I've just been working with him ever since, and it's good fun. But I'm looking forward to doing some more creative stuff. I've got all the live sessions I've been doing with David. We've got like loads of those coming up as well, and we're finishing up getting all the promo material sorted for that. We've just bought the domain. We're sending out loads of invites to bands to come in and film. I'd like to get you in there as well to help me film.
I was going to say, you don't want me playing an instrument in there.
If you don't mind coming in and singing that song again, I'd be chuffed. But yeah, like work's going really well. And that leads us on to, this is no segue whatsoever, talking about heroes. Wait there, Ollie, give me 2 seconds.
Okay.
Talking about heroes, I never thought I'd see Boba Fett be a hero.
And I don't particularly want to see him be a hero, to be honest.
Was that a segue? That was a good
segue.
Yeah.
So there's been 2 episodes of The Mandalorian. I think you've only watched 2/3 of the.
I turned it off.
Of the second episode. Oh, you actually turned it off? What, in anger?
Yeah. I was just like, this is shite. Sorry, podcast over.
So yeah, the first episode we kind of learn how he gets out the Sarlacc pit, which I don't know, it felt a bit rushed to me because he was in there and he grabs like a little breathing apparatus off a stormtrooper and then takes a little hit of it and then just blasts his flamethrower, and then next thing he comes out of the ground, and then the Tusken Raiders like is it the Jawas? No, the Jawas come to him first, don't they? And
that's it.
But yeah, I don't know. I was just a bit bored by it.
He was flat, dude, and his acting is terrible. The only things that wait there, Ollie, you'll be surprised at this.
You've got some notes.
Yes, there's 3. So, 1.
The
CGI dog dude.
Which one's that one? The dog that they have as pets?
Yeah, don't like him.
Okay.
Tick.
Okay, next.
So his helmet.
Yeah.
Should have stayed on.
Agreed.
There's the Obi-Wan series that gives me hope.
Okay. Do you know what I did like about the episode, though? Max Rebo's back in it, which proves that he didn't die on the sail barge when it blew up.
Who's that?
Max Rebo is the little blue elephant.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I want you to open up Google now. Just open up Google.
Google? No.
Okay. Okay, open it up. You're going to type in the search engine Cantina Band Genre.
Cantina
Band
Genre.
Yeah.
Genre.
Yeah.
Jeez.
So yeah, George Lucas named the genre of Max Rebo's band and the Cantina Band.
No way. And like it's got jizz with a load of aliens that look like they got ball bags for heads. That's amazing.
So yeah, I was happy to see Max Rebo. And one thing I never knew about Max Rebo is that he actually plays piano or his little organ thing with his feet, and apparently his ears are his hands. Something like that.
Oh. Well, there you go. So,
and he's got a little R2 unit as a drummer.
Is that in the one I watched that I wasn't very?
He's in both of them. So yeah. I think you see the band in. They kind of go to a casino in the first episode, Boba and Fennec Shan or whatever her name is.
That's it, yeah.
And it's kind of like a casino or a brothel or something, I don't know.
Go in the broth.
And then there's like a really awkward fight scene that follows that, which I was just like,
with the shielded dudes.
Yeah, I was like, use your jetpack, man. Use your jetpack.
Use your fire, whatever that is, flamethrower.
Yeah. And then there's like to be fair though, like I know you didn't like the look of the little monster, but I am impressed by the visuals of these shows. Like,
I'm going to say the complete opposite. I just really don't like the way they look.
I mean, they look better than the prequel series films in terms of effects, though. But that's
I was going to say that second one I started watching. They're on the not land speeders, what they called the bikes.
Oh yeah, the speeder bikes.
Speeder bikes, sorry. And like, there's a shot from the front, and
yeah, that did look a bit ropey.
It's janky, man. It looks horrible.
But I mean, for TV, it's impressive for TV, I guess.
Like Boba Fett as well. Like gnarled up beyond belief, like his face all crusty as hell.
Yeah,
like burns all.
He looks like E.T. You know, when E.T.'s like in the river.
Yeah,
and he's all white.
And then bright white bleached teeth. So all I can see when I look at him,
his veneers,
just like his veneers. Maybe I'm just jealous. I don't know. But yeah, the thing that stood out to me is like the whole way through, I'm just going, look at his teeth. Just look at them.
And like. I don't know how I felt about like the Ray Harryhausen type monster, you know, with like the 4 arms. And stuff.
I have to be honest. When it started coming out the ground, you know me and my favorite character from
the Rancor from Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah. Anyway, so I thought it was the Rancor, and I was like, amazing. I get to see that beast in action. Obviously, like the original one's dead, but there's got to be more Rancors. Maybe it's his mystery.
I think I've not watched them, but apparently. Either in Clone Wars or like one of those CGI shows or Bad Batch or something.
There is, I saw that. Yeah.
There's a Rancor in it. So
but no, it wasn't a Rancor, it was like a 4-armed Ray Harryhausen sort of monster.
And he kind of kills it a bit like Jabba the Hutt, doesn't he? Like, you know, But
I didn't know Jabba did that. Bastard.
But I was also, you know, the little water things. Like when we recorded yesterday, I kind of thought, is that the moisture that they're kind of, is that
farming,
what it is?
The moisture
but
farmers.
I'm sure the moisture, like thinking about it now, they have those machines where they're kind of getting moisture from the air and they're kind of cultivating out of the air. So I don't know. Yes. It's weird. Like where do they come from? Like, because it's not a plant. Like, what does it grow from?
It's not real, Ollie. You know that, don't you?
So yeah, you get to see a lot of animal creatures, don't you? So you got like a bosk, you know, the bounty hunter bosk. There's like one of those creatures early on in the episode, and he offers a Wookiee pelt because apparently, from reading about it, Wookiees and whatever Bosk's species are, they're like rivals, rival species.
So, did you go on to the second episode? Have you watched it?
I've watched it all, yeah.
I haven't watched the end, but the Wookiee and that evil bastard. I like
the kind of bounty hunter Wookiee kind of guy.
Yeah.
Do you know
I liked him.
They did a massive like, let's see what the Rancor thinks about this, and so they dropped him into the Rancor pit at the beginning.
And I was like, "There's another Rancor," and I sort of knew the joke was coming that he wasn't there. But yeah,
I reckon by the end of it they'll have a Rancor in there. I reckon there'll be something. But do you know what HasLab is?
No.
Okay, so Hasbro, the toy company who makes all the Star Wars toys, they do this thing called HasLab, which is basically like a Kickstarter or Indiegogo, but for toys. So if they hit a certain amount, they will make a toy. And then if they hit certain stretch goals, they'll make the toy better with additional features or add-ons and things like that. So, you know, they've done a Proton pack where they did add-ons to go to the Proton pack to make it even better and stuff like that. But then they did a Rancor, where if you bought the Rancor for £350, you got the Rancor. Then if it got over like 13,000 backers, you got a Gamorrean Guard. And then if you got over a certain number, you got Luke Skywalker with it. If you went over another number, you got Bag of Bones. But anyway, in the toy community, this is a massive joke because it was a massive fail. And they completely fucked up this this Rancor Kickstarter project. So it just made me laugh that there's no Rancor in the Hasbro Black Series Star Wars action figure line because they completely fucked up. Right. And now there's no Rancor in their big new Star Wars Boba Fett show. And I don't know, there's just some sort of weird little correlation going on there.
Yeah.
I reckon we'll end up seeing a Rancor in that pit at some point in the show.
There's got to be.
But you actually see some Hutts in this.
Yeah, who are they? I can't remember.
They just called them the twins.
Pizza the Hutt and
Pizza the Hutt. But like, I'm sorry, but I think Jabba the Hutt should be a puppet. Or whatever those Hutts
They
are.
look like turds. And I know he looks like a turd, but they look like shiny turds when they're done
like,
CGI.
Fair enough, in the long shots when they're walking, I expect CGI. But when you get to a close-up, I don't care. Just give us the animatronic.
I always think about when like they've got that scene and they originally shot it with a real person and it's Han Solo walking around by the Millennium
Falcon. That one. He steps on his tail.
And it steps on his tail and it goes like that. And it's like so bad the way that looks.
Well, all of those shots, like the one where Greedo shoots him and he just does that weird.
Yeah.
It's like, stop it. Just, you don't need to.
Just stop playing with your food. Yeah. You should leave well alone, bless him.
It's like, I don't know why they had to have that stepping on the tail because No, I know why they did it because he walks around, but they could have easily done an edit where he starts to walk around, cut to Boba Fett because they've already shot new footage of Boba Fett. Just cut to Boba Fett and then just have him walking around the other side, so they don't even have to bother. It's like
I'm sure
they purposely made it difficult for themselves.
He like when you watch him doing the prequels, he purposely does it to push boundaries of technology, or it's just masturbation. It's like musical masturbation when someone's doing a solo for 30 fucking minutes. He's like, "Can we put more lizards in there?" And it's just like annoying.
I've got a weird thing with the prequels. Like, I respect them in one respect because I'm not saying they're good, but they're one guy's artistic vision. And the story does track from beginning to end in those three films. I'm not saying they're good, but it's one man's vision. Like, he wasn't even, he wasn't, a studio didn't tell him what to do.
He got glaucoma.
But like, Star Wars for me now just seems very
cookie
like
cutter.
Noted to death. And I don't know, like they've promised all these films and TV shows that are not going to happen now. Like, Patty Jenkins is supposed to do a film about the Rogue Squadron.
Okay.
And then she filmed a whole video about it where she's like wearing the orange jumpsuit, holding the helmet, like walking on a big runway towards an X-Wing and stuff like that. And apparently it's been cancelled, or they've just kind of shoved it under the carpet. And
I think like it's going to get done to death. It's like anything. Once they start churning them out and they make money, it's like those Transformers movies, isn't it? You know what I mean?
Bumblebee was actually good though. I
enjoyed that because it was set in the bloody 80s, the way it should have been.
And it was simple. There was only like 4 robots in it, 3 robots, if that.
Yeah.
And you can actually tell who was a bad guy, who was a good guy. But back to Star Wars. This was like a massive flashback, this episode. And it was just about basically how Boba Fett became a Tusken Raider, pretty much. Yeah,
well, what was I going to say? There's a bit, right? Okay, going back to the speeder bikes.
The swoop gang.
Yeah, the swoop gang. And he goes, it's like riding on a tauntaun.
Yeah.
Does he say a tauntaun?
Yeah, no, like a bantha.
A bantha, sorry. He's like, it's like riding on a bantha, and he goes like that, looks to the side. I was like, dude, I didn't expect Boba Fett to be camp.
Yeah, it's
like...
Like, I think, did you like The Mandalorian?
Yeah. What's that?
Did you like The Mandalorian?
I really did, actually.
Yeah, I think that got the tone quite. Like, I had a few issues with that, but I think he got the tone quite right. It felt like a Saturday afternoon.
John Favreau, though, isn't it? He's wicked.
Yeah, it felt like a Saturday afternoon show that you watched as a kid in your head,
and it was a Western as well.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. And the first episode of The Mandalorian, I thought was really cool.
Yeah,
like, when he goes into that bar and he like has the shootout and the guy gets chopped in half by the door and stuff like that. And to be fair, you only see his face like 3 times, I think, in that show. Even though I think the only time you should have seen his face at all
was the end.
Was the very end. I think that would have been so powerful if it was just at the very end.
But I kind of like the fuck you, and they did it Do you know what I mean? They did it. They showed it when you didn't expect. It's a bit like when The Sopranos ended. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's that
well,
sort
the first time for members when they're having the shootout that's in the school that Grogu's in, I think. Is it the school?
I think it might.
And then the second time, you think he's going to die, and then he's all right all of a sudden.
So it's that bit where they're in that lava, isn't it? And he it is the school, isn't it? Or he gets underneath.
And I think they're going into a sewer duct that I think leads into that area because they go there with that IG 11 or whatever he is.
Yeah,
and then the other time is when he's with Bill Burr in the kind of the Empire.
Who plays a wicked part.
I liked him in that episode. I didn't like the prison episode. There's like a prison heist breakout.
The first one he was in, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't like that one.
It was okay. But when you actually saw, because he was he a stormtrooper or he was a pilot?
He was something. He was definitely within the Empire.
I think he was, he was a pilot for the Empire. And I really liked that when he saw the guy who he knew who was his commander. I thought that was really good. That was a proper good Western moment where it's like they're eyeing each other up.
I loved it. Like the spider episode, I thought was ace. With the frog woman, she's like
scared the shit out of me.
Yeah, but what I loved about that was like Ralph McQuarrie like artwork from like the original Star Wars, and they just like got that out. And they're like, let's do that as an episode.
I did see
and then
that.
You've got the X-wings in there and stuff like that. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's really cool.
But what else was in this episode? I don't know. I just found it really.
I don't know what. Go on, tell me the ending of the second one.
Basically, did you not see the bit where? Okay, so he helps stop this train. That's because these trains, like, it's obviously carrying something.
Yeah, so he's got the land speeder.
And he helps like stop the train and basically says to the people, like, look, if you want to pass this land now, you owe a debt to these Tusken Raiders. They own this land. So if you want to pass, you have to pay them to get through this land. And they were killing them because they thought they were just like, I don't know, I've forgotten what the word is. But anyway, they were just killing them. So but anyway, so all's good with that. But then they like honor him and they give him a gift, and he opens up this little thing, and this little lizard pops out, and it jumps into his nose and goes into his head.
Right. Okay.
And he has this vision, and he kind of goes on a journey.
I've had a few lizards up my nose.
And he goes on this journey to find, I don't know, to help him find his way or something. It's what he says. Yeah. And basically, you then see him later on. He comes back, and he's got this big branch. Big branch. The lizard comes out and goes back into this little container that the Tusken Raider has. And then basically they turn him into an honorary Tusken Raider. So they put him in the black robes that you see him in The Mandalorian.
Oh,
and then that big branch, they form into one of the gaffy sticks.
Oh, one of the,
yeah. And then they have like this ritual, like, thing where they're doing. I was just like going, what the fuck am I watching?
And then the Ewoks turn up and they have a dance.
Have a little dance.
Have a fucking dance off.
Look at.
Jar Jar Binks makes the Ewoks look like fucking Shaft.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, this show is. It's like I feel like I'm watching it just because I loved the original film.
We need content for the pod, don't we? That's
what I feel like, am I just watching it because, like, I just moan about Star Wars more than I do enjoy it. Like, I love those three original films, and I didn't mind Force Awakens, and I like Last Jedi, but like Rise of Skywalker just killed a lot of my love for Star Wars. Like, I just thought, what is this? This is a steaming pile of shit. And Mandalorian was good, so I don't know. It's just going to be one of those things now. Like, the problem is Star Wars is no longer special anymore. It's just going to be, this year we're going to have Obi-Wan, which I'm actually looking forward to.
Because is it Christensen? What's his name? Is reprising his role as Darth Vader?
Yeah, I don't know how.
Vader. Oh, Vader.
So is he? That means he's going to be taking off his helmet a lot, I reckon. He's
going to be playing with his helmet loads.
Yeah, then what else? You've got Mandalorian Series 3. I don't know if that's this year or next year. You've got the Ahsoka show. You've got who's the guy from Rogue One? He's getting his own show.
What the pilot?
Is he a pilot? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, he's getting his own show. Cassian Endor.
Yes, yeah.
He's getting his own show. Even though this is the thing, though, I hate prequels because we know how he's going to die. We know what's going to happen to him. So
yeah,
prequels don't work for me.
But life, Ollie, you don't listen to a song to hear the beginning or the end. It's the journey, man.
That is true. That is true. But yeah, so I guess episode 3 is out next week, and I don't know if we're going to do this every week or every other week, or what the plan is, or we just do it as and when.
Well, I'll tell you something. Certainly, it's not going to be to review every episode of the Mandalorian, the Boba Fett book of bullshit. But I think we can do every bi-weekly.
Yeah.
I think that's what we're going to go for. Or if Ollie doesn't press the record button, we're going to go for every other day. Sorry, I've got to rib you.
Are there any films or TV shows you're looking forward to that are coming out this year? That sounds like no.
No.
Yeah. I'll tell you what I'm looking forward to. There's a film called The Northman. Right. Which is by the director of The Vivitch and The Lighthouse. That looks pretty cool.
Vivitch.
The Vivitch. You know, the witch.
The Vivitch. Oh, the Vivitch.
The Vivitch. The Vivitch.
The Vivitch.
Yeah, that's coming out. It's cool. You've got the new Toxic Crusader.
Oh, film. From Troma?
Well, I assume Troma have got some involvement in it. But you know who's playing the Toxic Crusader or Avenger or whatever?
It's not Boris Johnson, is it?
God, I wouldn't even need any makeup for that. No, it's Peter Dinklage.
Peter Dinklage?
Yeah, as in like the little guy from Game of Thrones.
The little guy? Oh, no way.
Yeah, so I think that's going to be quite.
Is that who that is? Peter Dinklage. That's such a perfect name. Interesting. Sorry.
You've got the Batman. I think that looks pretty cool.
Sorry, that's the best name. Sorry,
you didn't know his name was Peter Dinklage.
No, but you're gonna have to cut this out because it's the perfect name for a small person. It's like the perfect name for a small person. There he is, wee little Peter Dinklage. Sorry. Anyway.
So yeah, you've got the Batman coming out, which I'm looking forward to.
Brilliant. Oh God. That's a fact I'm really happy about. Thank you, Ollie.
It's all right.
My day, mate.
Yeah, you've got the Batman. It's coming out soon. That looks good. I'm trying to think what else is coming out. Something else is coming out.
Is there anyone else with names that fit them?
Oh, it's a good question. Ooh. Usain Bolt.
Ooh, good call. Who else? I think that's it, isn't it? No, that's a good game though. That is like people whose names suit what they do
for a living. I'm sure there's a lot of porn stars with like names like Cummings.
Yeah, but like I'm just trying to think. I don't know. My brain's gone blank. It's gone like, come on, loads of really shit jokes you could make, and it's just gone. No, don't do it, Tom.
See, well, that's for next week. We'll come.
There you go.
We'll come prepared with some actors or celebrities with names that fit their.
So there's that guy who's known for doing golden showers called Tommy Tinkler. And I actually know a kid from like, was it school? No, he was just like one of those people that you met in a park once and then started hanging around with your group of friends, and his name was Tommy Tinkler. Don't remember what he looks like, but I remember the name. Strong name.
It's like, remember when Gary was on the wrestling pod and he met
I thought you were going to say Gary Glitter then.
No.
Don't know why.
He met a celebrity in a service station. He met Ben Dover, didn't he?
Oh, he did, yeah. I wonder if that's his real name.
Wow. We may have changed it. Who knows? Right. I was going to say, any games you've been playing or looking forward to playing before we call it?
I have been playing Dying Light, which is quite an old game, but the new one's coming out, and I've been playing that online with my friends. it's wicked. I tried to play it like years ago when it first came out, and it was really hard to get into. But I've been trying to sort of, because I'm trying to focus on work and getting some shit done at the moment, I'm like giving myself like an hour a night to just play a little bit. But the world in it's great. The only thing I would say is like a John Romero film. George A. Romero. Momoa. Jason Momoa. It's like a Jason Momoa film.
Yeah.
He gets his muscles out and he's like this. Yeah, it's like a, go on, who was it? I've forgotten already.
George A. Romero.
George A. Romero. It's like one of them films anyway. And
just constant.
Yeah, it's like walking down King's Heath High Street at 11 o'clock on a Friday night. Loads of
walking down King's Heath.
So it's like sorry, right. It's like what
what's it like?
It's like something. Sorry, Ollie. I'll be a wicked TV presenter.
It's like walking down King's Heath.
It's like, wait there, I'm going to hold this in my hand so you can see the cut as well. No. It is like walking down King's Heath High Street at 11 o'clock at night on a Friday evening. Did anyone notice the cut?
Yeah. So is that like a free-to-play game or do you have to buy it? What's the crack with that?
I think I got it for like £8 on the store.
I didn't know if it was like, Fortnite or something where you kind
of no.
buy
so like
game content or something.
You can basically get it for about, I don't know how much I paid, about £14 or something like that.
Okay.
And it's really, really good. But as I say, trying to limit myself with my gaming because I have a tendency just to sit there and do feck all apart from do that. So part of my process at the moment is shutting down on the evening is I play a good hour of that.
So is it only a multiplayer game though? Or?
No, it's a single player game, but I have to be honest, when I tried to play it single player, it was too scary for me.
I'm a bit like that though these days. Like Resident Evil was my favorite game as a kid. But I find those remakes of like Resident Evil 2 and 3 actually quite I don't know what it makes me a bit anxious. And
yeah, totally, man. Like I can't watch horror movies unless it's in the middle of the day if I'm on my own.
Oh yeah,
like the curtains open.
So I played Resident Evil Village, the latest one, and I had to play that during the daytime.
Yeah,
like because I mean the thing with that though, it gets so silly by the end. It's almost camp by the end. You're thinking, oh, it's kind of silly.
Yeah, I noticed it was like all the Victorian style. Or am I talking crap here?
No, you're in like kind of like an Eastern European village kind of place.
Oh, okay.
And there's no longer zombies in it. They're kind of almost werewolf kind
like
of
Hicks.
Things. No, they did that in another one, but I can't remember.
That was the first Biohazard, wasn't it? No. It's one of them anyway. Yeah.
No, that was Resident Evil 7 with the kind of Hickey family, yeah. But Resident Evil 7 was pretty good. But I've gone back to playing God of War, which I'm quite enjoying because I didn't get very far when I first started to play that.
The intro to that was fantastic.
Yeah, so I kind of like the interaction with the son and stuff like that. I think it's really quite well done.
It's the way to drive the narrative. It's very good.
Yeah, and you've got
indeed.
The new one of that's coming out this year. And it's called God of War Ragnarok, I think. So
Ragnarok.
Is it Ragnarok? Anyway, it's something like that, and it's got Thor in it and stuff like that.
Ragnarok.
What did I say?
A Ricky Bird.
Like Vic Reeves, club singing. But I'll tell you what I'm really looking forward to though. You've got Horizon, the new Horizon.
Zero Dawn.
Yeah, it's called Horizon.
Waste.
There's something of West, isn't it?
Go west. Gone west.
Go west,
yes.
where the people,
where the dinosaurs are, and you can.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. So that'll be good fun.
Oh, nice. I was going to say, very old game, Shadow of the Colossus. Started playing that.
Oh, it's a wicked game, that is. The controls are a bit. The control. It takes a while to get used to control it, but it is good.
Totally nuts. Like I was just jumping off a horse the whole time, just going, "What the fuck?" And then like you have to figure out. You're meant to. I don't know what this is. That's your sword. You have to put your sword up like that. And then it directs a beam of light to where you're meant to kill the Colossus. And then you get to the Colossus.
It directs you to Mosley, where you can...
you kill the Colossus arsehole in the middle. Not using the word Colossus in the by climbing on it.
Well, yeah, so basically the level is the Colossus, so you've got to kind of climb your way around it, find your way to the top, and you've got to
really clever.
But the thing is, it makes you feel really bad when you kill one, because you know that there are only like 18, 20 of these in the world, and like the more you kill of them, the less there are of them. But you're trying to save. You're trying to bring the princess back to life or something, aren't you? Like, if I remember, there's no dialogue. There's just like a temple kind of speaks to you.
That's it. Like there's
it's kind of like a gibberish kind of
omnipotent presence.
Yeah.
What I was going to say was I got to the second one and I climbed up it and I went to the head first and I was like, where's the next point to stab it? And I was like, I bet it's in its arsehole. And I climbed all the way back down its back and it was on its arsehole. And I was like, not only is this like a sort of fantasy, amazing, beautiful game, it's also a detective game as well. You have to guess where you're going to stab it. And I stabbed it in its arsehole and it died.
I'll tell you what, if you like that game, you might like the game that they did after that called The Last Guardian. That's really
I'm going to play that afterwards.
And then the other game they did, but I don't know if you can get it on the PlayStation 4. You might be able to download it. It's called Ico.
Okay.
But that one hasn't been like remastered or anything. So that one's still, I assume you're playing the PlayStation 4 version of Shadows of Colossus.
Yes.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
I remember I had that on the PlayStation 2 and it was like, at the time it looked amazing, but if you try and play that version now, it looks like absolute ass. Like
an arsehole.
Looks like an arsehole these stab. And on that note,
from one arsehole, goodbye.
Goodbye. Right, we'll see you again soon. Goodbye.
Shadow of the Anus.
That's good.
I really enjoyed that.
That was better.